So now I'm trying to pull out this awesome seat here. I use 1/2 inch, 2 for a socket wrench on the front, and I end up using the wrench on the back. This one actually wasn't super bad to do, but it still took me a few minutes. Mostly because the seat does not roll forward like it's supposed to. And the reason I'm trying to pull it out is because when I sit over there, it sinks down to the floor. This one kind of a little bit. I see that the foam's kind of messed up on the bottom. So that's what we're going to pull out today and inspect it. So I got the seats out, and see, it revealed a huge mess it left behind. Carpet's pretty nasty. I haven't pulled it back yet to see what's underneath of it. I did found a gun rack back here. Fortunately, no guns were left with it. But that seat was so hard to pull out at the end because I forgot to take off the seat bolts using these hex. In case you want to do it on your own. It's a T50 with a built-in hex screw. Wasn't too hard to pull off. It's the same kind that uses up here. I actually found my other light. It's all broken, but it was under there. Almost complete. Of course, I lost some washers. I don't know if I need them really that bad or not, but I lost them in this abyss of brown leaves. It might turn up. And then the seat here, I mean, I sink down into it a lot. I don't know how tight these are supposed to be. It's a little crusty. And this is a Florida truck, basically, so we'll have to see about if I can fix that or not. I'm sure somehow or another. I mean, the fabric's great shape. Sometimes I keep kicking myself for getting rid of that donor truck because it had some extra parts, like this panel that was still good. Alright, apparently something has died in here at some point a long time ago. It's amazing what a little bit of vacuuming will do. Looks a little better, but then again, the sun never sees those areas. I was vacuuming this one up, it all just come right on up. I don't know. Probably just replace it anyways. Alright, so I got it all scrapped apart. Best I can tell, all these springs are okay. I mean, there's not that many of them, and they are very flexible. Not too bad with rust. Best I can come to the conclusion that the foam's just really worn out. And it has lost all springiness in it. So we'll see what I can do about that. Fabric just get washed up good. I don't think there'll be much wrong with that. In the back, there ain't nothing wrong with that part. Liquid parts just roll right off. That nasty, years old. There you have it. Nasty. Wait, I didn't even put soap on there yet. How can I do that next? The bench frame laid out. See, there's a little bit of rust on it. Back's not too bad, which is good. Same with the other side. This being the driver's side. So I'll rough it up a bit. Hit up some spots with undercoating. The springs are okay. We'll continue on with the restoration of the bench. So I was using a steel wool to get rid of this rust. You can see it does work, just to rough it up. It gets in little crevices and things like that. Maybe kind of skeptical, some of you, but check this out. Just comes right off. That Comanche, original Comanche paint from the factory. Doesn't show much on here, but definitely comes off a lot. Anyways, I'm going to hit it up with some undercoating because that's what I have in the shed. Here, I thought my bench was good shape, but even it still had some rust on it. So I couldn't imagine what some of y'all's up north have. Anyways, it won't get no worse than this at least. But just goes to show you. Basically how crappy things turned out to be from the factory. So this is a XJ rear seat back. It is very similar size and shape and thickness to the Comanche seat bottom bench seat. I'm not sure if I'm going to try substituting it in. Let's show you the other side. Very similar. I think I'm going to try to fun fit that one and see if it fits. But the worst case is I can maybe cut some of the square out here, mount it here, because that seems to be where the issue spots are. Rough cut, looking favorable. Okay, so the results are in. It's a bit of a gap there, and there's a major gap under here, whereas this one fills that void, almost anyways. I think what I'm going to go with plan B. Okay, so what I decided to do is cut these squares out, and I leveled them off a little bit according to the curve. It might be sticking up a lot now, but you know when you're sitting on it, these springs go down, so I'm going to try to tuck it in nice and gently like. It should make up that difference in gap that this thing was losing. Anyways, that's my theory. We'll continue cutting it over here to finish the rest. And here is the finished product. Refoamed. And a little bit of damage there from before, but it's really apparent now because it's a little bit more cushy. And on the back, so I bridged the gap difference there. Alright, so I got it in roughly. It's not officially installed, but it's super firm. Not super firm, but it's really nice and comfortable. It's not very, I don't know, say, still pretty straight. The fabric ain't stretching none either. So I guess it has like what it had originally. However, when I cleaned it, I noticed that this is a little bit more looser than before, but maybe it just shrank back or something. It's looking promising so far. Easy fix.